Good morning, Stephen, and yes, it does look quiet outside. It's lovely weather here. It's a great start to the Easter weekend, but unfortunately not the same story inside. I've just taken a walk through the station. It is absolutely packed. People walking through with their suitcases, and that queue for the Eurostar has already started to form. Lots of people obviously trying to get away for that 4-day weekend, for the Easter weekend, but that is often synonymous with travel chaos, and it looks like the same thing is going to happen this weekend. And of course it makes sense because it is the first COVID restriction-free Easter in 2 years. So of course lots of people are either trying to get abroad or get on those trains to go see family and friends up and down the country. But if you are using Eurostar or a rail service to get around today, do make sure you check before you travel, because there is a lot of disruption on the Eurostar and on the rail today. So I'm outside St Pancras now, which is the home of the Eurostar. Get trains here to Paris, to Brussels and to Amsterdam. It's actually set to be the busiest weekend for Eurostar for the past 2 years, and there was that pre-COVID era, that record of 14 trains each day running between here and France, which sounds like fantastic news. But already in the past few days we have seen massive delays, people getting onto the Eurostar. If you are trying to board a Eurostar train today, make sure you arrive at least 90 minutes before the departure of your train. It is taking quite a long time to get through with COVID documentation. It is taking a lot longer than usual as well because of staff delays. So do make sure you take time to come through security and get your passport checked. We were hearing stories yesterday of people arriving with an hour and a half to go, and they still weren't getting to the front of the queue in time. So do make sure you leave plenty of time if you are getting on a Eurostar. If you're using the train, and as you suggested there, Stephen, and our Network Rail are using this weekend to get along with a lot of engineering projects. The London Waterloo, which isn't very far from here, the line west of Staines is going to be closed. That lovely route down to southwest England, down to Devon, that's going to be disrupted. So if you are heading down to southwest England to see your family, do make sure you check before you travel, because there's a lot of disruption down there. Not too far from here as well is Euston Station, which is actually one of the busiest stations in London. That is completely closed between today and Easter Monday, and that is to replace the tracks and to improve crossings there. So there's going to be major disruption at Euston and Waterloo, and of course if you're trying to get to the airport as well, to Heathrow, to Gatwick and to Stansted, all three of those are actually cut off from the usual public transport links over Easter. So the advice is check before you travel, leave plenty of time, and do be patient.